Chapters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. We are so excited. Today we are doing our video. It's a snap, it's a wrap. Today, Maudie's going to do the It's a Snap card, and I'll be working with the It's a Wrap. So let's head down to the crafting table, and I will show you the stamp sets that we're working with. The stamp sets that we're going to be working with today, we're going to be working with In the Moment. I'm going to be working with Oceanfront, and then for our dioramas, we are working with this layering diorama kit. Oh my goodness, it is so cute. Just to give you an idea of what we're going to make today, look at this. This one actually is layered with various layers, has foam in it. But Maudie's going to make the It's a Snap, and she has a wonderful, quick and easy way to make the same card using DSP. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get out our base card, and this is just a normal base card. Our base card is just 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. Now Maudie's going to show you what she did with her die set to add that to her card, because I'm going to have to cut mine out. But what'd you do, Maudie?
Well, the first thing I did was I chose some DSP from the New Horizons set. Has a bunch of beautiful DSP on it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I chose this one, but I cut it in half because it was a little too big. I used this one, this die right here, and cut that out, and of course there was a hole there. And behind it, I just put the DSP so that you could see the flowers off to the side, and it looks pretty like a forest or something back there. And then with that, I just put a little bit of tape on it and stuck it right down.
And you know, that makes it so quick and easy to use the DSP. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually taking some foam paper that you can buy at any local hobby store, and I'm doing 2 colors. Now this is going to be my second mat. So what I have to do first is I have to go ahead and position this on my card and see exactly where it's going to be, and then I'm going to need to cut that out. So I'm going to have my cutout right here. Now I want to put this one in there just to make sure that I get it right where I need it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and I'll be right back. Now let me show you what I did. I actually put the piece of foam behind my top mat so that I would cut it out at the same time. So look, this just pops right out. We'll keep that for another card. And now I'm going to glue this together. Now, one tip I will give you, you actually want to cut your foam a little bit smaller than your first mat. Now we're just going to add this right to the top of the foam. Now, like I said, you want to cut your foam smaller, but even though you're cutting it smaller, it may still get over just a little bit because it squishes it. So you want to make sure and use your silicone scissors and go ahead and just cut that off. Slant it just a little bit and cut that off. And you want to use those silicone scissors because the glue will not stick to those scissors. So now we have our first mat cut, our very top mat. But we still have to get where Maudie is. Maudie has her beautiful DSP already here. Well, we're not there yet because we have to cut out one more frame. And so we need to put this top mat on here, and we need to get the smaller diorama and go ahead and place it right in here where we want it. And then put a piece of tape and get that cut out. Okay, we've cut this out. I'm just going to pop out that image. And now we can actually see how this is going to be layered. It's a little bit different than what you're going to see Maudie is going to do in just a moment. But before I lay that down, I want to go ahead and take my card and put this down on my card and just trace around it. And that tells me where I'm going to use my blends. Now I'm going to do a very simple water with a beautiful orange sky. So what I need to do is go ahead and get my stamp set, and we're going to go ahead and use Coastal Cabana for our water. And I'm just going to lay it down right here. Okay. And I can see we have a little bit of a white spot right here, but we're not going to worry about that because we're putting this beautiful girl right in front of there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a little sunset right here. So for that, the tip I want to give you is take a Post-it note and simply go right over the paper, right where the ocean starts. Now you want to go down just a little bit because you want this to go down into the water just a small amount. And we are going to go ahead and use crushed curry for our beautiful sun. And see, we did it just far enough to where it wasn't into the water. So we're going to keep that down because now we're going to start blending. And we are going to blend a beautiful orange sky. When you blend, we typically blend very lightly, but I want the sky to be a rich orange, and so we're going to go ahead and blend very heavy, but we'll start out light. You have to stay close to this line though, so go ahead and just bring it in and apply a little bit more pressure as you go around. Grab some more ink, tap off just a little bit. Start out light, and this will prevent you from getting some big ugly splotches. Now notice that I'm not going right up to the sun because I'm going to come back in with Daffodil Delight and kind of give our sun a halo effect. Okay, and I'm just going over to really get this blended. And now I'm going to bring in that Daffodil Delight. Now I need to do one more thing on my picture. I need to bring in some really pretty plants. And so we have those ready to go. Right there. So now I'm caught up to where Monty is. So Monty, what are you up to?
Okay, so my next step for this card will be to add the frames to it. Because this is it's a snap card, and so it's going to be a lot easier. We don't have to deal with the background. That's been done with the DSP. So the frame I need for this will be the one that goes right in this spot right here. But in order to cut that one out, what I need is to put a larger frame on the outside, and that would be this one. And then I need like a little piece of purple tape. Let me get our purple.
And you know, that's a great tip. She's going to show you a little trick here.
You can put these together like this and then pick them up and cut it out. And then you'll have that first frame that you need. I'm back and I have that cut out. And that one is going to fit right here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And the second frame that I need will be made. Okay, so we'll lay that one down. And then you'll put this one inside and it will be a little different shape, but that's what makes it beautiful.
Oh, fantastic. We'll get that cut out and come on back. Okay, so she has her frames cut out and I have my DSP, right? We used our blends to create this beautiful scene. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay this down on my card while she is framing her card. At the same time, I'll be framing my card. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay this down and get these glued together, and then I can glue down this on top of my card. How are you going to do yours, Monty?
I'm just going to put a little glue on the background of each frame and then insert it into the right position and press it down, and mine will be done.
Great. Now I like how using foam really gives you some height. So let's go ahead. You're adding yours. I'm going to go ahead and just adhere this with glue. I'm not adding any more height to it. Oh, I'm liking this. How about you, Monty?
I like it. Very pretty. I like the colors. It looks good. It makes a nice frame around the background.
Oh, now what are we going to do to the front of our card?
Well, we've chosen the In the Moment stamp set with the girls on the front.
Great. Now, we have a great tip for you on this. We went ahead and we stamped our girls, but as you can see, we have some white panels here because we don't have a die set. So I'm going to let Maudie show you her tip, and she's going to fix mine for me so that I can add it to my card.
I'm going to be using a finger detail knife. You might think it's a little dangerous. Georgia doesn't like it too much.
I don't like it.
But actually, you slip your finger in, and then you'll be able to just slice it a little bit here. It's very simple. Keep turning the window pane. Turn it that way. You'll see that it cuts very nicely and very quickly.
And what's your mat, this black mat? Is it important to use a specific kind of mat when you're doing your cutting, Maudie?
Yes, it's a self-healing mat so that you can cut right onto the mat. This way you can see through to the background that we have made.
I like that. That's going to be so pretty. That will really add, because she is looking out a window. And it really doesn't take long. It goes pretty fast because you can maneuver it because it's kind of like an extension of your finger, right?
Yes, and you have a lot of control with the pressure that you put on your finger.
We bought that on Amazon, right?
Yes, Okay.
Oh, perfect. Oh my goodness, look at that. And it really doesn't take long at all. She did a great job. So we are ready to go ahead and grab our card, right? And
Yes.
decide where to place it. Now, I'm just going to lay mine flat, and then we will decide on the sentiment. Look at that. It really does make a difference to cut out the window panes. Really makes a difference, I think, in that image.
This is the sentiment I'm going to use, and I'm going to put some mini dimensionals on there.
Okay, great. Now what I've done is I've cut out, I'm thinking of you using this cute little frame. And I've done it twice because I'm just going to offset this just a little bit. That's another tip that you can do. You just kind of offset it on a frame, and it just gives a new dimension to it. I have the front of mine done. Let's see yours. Okay, now what's so great about this, Maudie says it's a snap, and she used frames to just frame her DSP. I actually had cutouts and layers and used the diorama dies to create those layers, and I added foam to it. So let's go ahead and do the inside of our card, Maudie. So I'm just going to lay down two mats, a coordinating color that I really like.
And I've decided to go ahead and lay a white mat over the top of that so you won't be able to see it, my DSP. And I've cut a mat for this part of my card when you open it, the first mat, and then the second one will be white, so you'll be able to write on that.
That's great. And now I have my white mat, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just add some of that beautiful grass that I added to the front, just to have a little interest on the inside of the card. Remember to stay with us because we have some cards to share with you that we think you're going to like. And we sure would love it if you take just a second and give us a thumbs up. Okay, so Maudie, I have the inside of my card done. How about you?
Yes, I'm just going to leave it blank.
Okay, I really like this. I like the way we blended the sky. It takes a little bit more time, true, because we used blends and we also had layers. But I like the way it turned out. How about you, Maudie?
I really do. I like both cards, and it was so easy to make the DSP and then just to make a couple of frames. You get a similar effect, but it's so much easier. It's a snap.
It's a snap. Okay, Maudie, show us your other card that you created.
The other card I created is with the other lady in the stamp set. She's drinking a glass of wine there, looking out into some beautiful scenery. And that background was also done with DSP. I used the exact same frames, but we turned it to a portrait instead of a landscape.
And let me ask you, did you add the birds to that, or did they come with it?
And no, I did add the birds to this one because there was the sky, and we got those birds from another stamp set.
Right.
So. And then on the inside, I covered that up once again and just stamped the girl without coloring it.
Fantastic. Okay, well, my other card that I kind of created a desert scene. It has, instead of water, we have just a landscape here. And here's our other girl. We colored our girl. We have the same layers. And this is, it's a wrap. Let us know which is your favorite. Well, which did you like the best? Did you like it's a snap or it's a wrap? We know that it's a snap. Use DSP, made it so much easier to complete the card. So if you need a quick card, this is the one to go to. However, if you have a little bit more time, get out those blends and blend that scene and create that lovely scene using any colors that you want. Well, we hope you enjoyed this video and all the tips that we shared with you. Take a moment, please, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We're working really hard to grow our channel this year, and you can help us. Go out and have a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.